Why did Ramana Maharashi choose Arunachal mountains? What is it about Ramana Maharashi and his life that made people want to follow him? What is it that he did? What was the guidance that he gave to Hindus so that they could follow a certain thought and philosophy?
Let me give a little bit of background to Ramana Maharashi. He was a young boy, lived in South India, seemed like a very ordinary person. At the age of about 17, he said, I felt I'm going to die now. And he lay down on the floor. A thought of death appeared, and that is what really triggered him into getting a very high spiritual experience. And from that moment, he said, I am not the body, the mind, the intellect, the ego. I am the spirit, I am Atman, the body is just external. And he immediately went into the state and stayed in that state throughout his life. Once you experience yourself as a spirit, it's difficult for you to get back to your ego. From his young days, he had tremendous love for Shiva. Shiva is a wonderful idea in Hindu tradition, thinking of ultimate reality as a principle and as a personality. One of the places that is linked with the idea of Shiva is Arunachal mountain in South India. He took just enough money to pay for the ticket to go from his little town to Arunachal and left the rest of the money with a little note. It says, please do not look for this. He can't use the word I anymore, grown out of the ego. So he went to Arunachal, he just sat down cross-legged at the base of the temple, and all the insects came and started eating into his flesh. Now again, a sign of a spiritually enlightened person. If he's in deep meditation, even you cut him to pieces, he will not budge. He doesn't have the link with the body, that's gone. And some people visited the basement of the temples, found this little boy, shining face, and yet kind of being eaten up. They pulled him out, they washed him, they fed him. He disappeared into the mountains and spent the rest of his life in the cave. But the thing is, he doesn't create a sectarian movement, a drum beating about his name. He's established in that state throughout his life. He developed cancer at the late stage, and they wanted to operate. And they said, we would operate and we would give anesthetic. He said, anesthetic? What anesthetic? I am not the body. Carry on. One great Pandit from the local temple said, this guy is getting popular, I must try and put him down, so I'll go and debate with him about the philosophy of Hinduism. So he went there. Ramana Maharashi said, my friend, you win, go. You see, when you are established, you don't need to address the issue and say, look, I'll prove myself. There were a few Western journalists who used to visit him regularly. One is Paul Brunton. He said, when I went to see Ramana Maharashi, I was sitting quietly in front of him, then suddenly his eyes turned towards me. And when he looked at me, some silver light came out of his eyes, and he said, the moment it touched me, the light, I flew off my body. I said, I am not the body, I am not the body. So this guy got a free glimpse, a free sample of spirituality by just sitting in front of Ramana Maharashi.